We are here on this day for a retro gaming podcast to tell you, the listener, and you, Joey, and Colin, whether you like it or not, the 3DO is good, I swear. I swear to you that you will play 2 games on the 3DO that I swear are good.
I disagree.
You can swear all you want.
I will swear until you admit that I am right.
Well, you're going to be waiting a long time, buddy.
As I dusted off the old 3-dimensional operating system that is the 3DO from EA, Trip Hopkins. Hawkins. Here on March 24th, 2024, the 3DO is a good console. I have decreed that when we play these 2 games, you'll give them at least C ratings or better.
No promises.
Do you really think I was going to do that?
C ratings or better. Now let's talk about the games we've been playing. What's up, guys? Joey, you go first. Helldivers?
Yep,
Colin, Helldivers?
Hell yeah.
Okay. Tell me about Helldivers. Tell the listeners about Helldivers.
Bugs go splat.
Okay. How about a nice big cup of liberty? That should sum it up.
Is that a line in the game?
Yep.
Good.
Every time I throw a
line.
grenade into a big group of bugs, he says, "Have a nice big cup of liberty." It's pretty funny.
Okay.
Among other things of the sort.
Helldivers' main theme is a cup of liberty. We'll play a little bit of that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that gets you pumped. That feels like freedom. It sounds like freedom.
Yeah. For democracy!
Hell yeah. So what's been your favorite part in playing and liberating planets and whatnot in Helldivers 2? It's got to be a moment, right? Got to be a thing. Favorite mission?
Well, everything's procedurally generated.
Yes,
so
I'm aware of that part. So what you've been trying to conquer or reconquer or liberate?
I've mostly been working on the bug planet, but I kind of want to check out the robot planet at some point.
Last time I played, we did nothing but robots.
Ah. So how do the robots compare to the bugs? Are the robots more organized?
They're harder.
That's what I thought.
There's some of them that just have 100% accuracy always. It's ridiculous.
Well, I mean, robots.
Yeah, and with rocket launchers that you don't even see, and the next thing you know, you're dead. So it can get annoying from time to time, but killing them is fun.
Now, when you hit them with bullets, they go tink, 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 punk, punk, punk. No?
Depends on what gun you're shooting them with.
Do they sound like
Some
tin? Do they sound like stainless steel?
Probably more steel. I mean, they do ricochet bullets that don't have armor penetration.
Ooh.
So.
Okay.
Which some of the bugs do too. If you shoot a charger with a gun that can't penetrate, it'll bounce off and you can kill your friends with it. It's
Tough
fun.
shells. Yeah. So what's been the hardest thing you've tried to do in this game so far?
Probably the last mission we did, robots, for some reason, they just kept spawning and tanks were spawning and we couldn't blow up the tower for a sub-quest, but we just kept getting killed because they were spawning everywhere all the time. Just constant death.
Sounds like me with one of the bug missions. Just all these acid spewers coming out everywhere. We ran out of respawns, and then I just barely managed to get the extraction shuttle down there and boarded it. I was the last man standing.
Okay. So besides some Helldivers 2 and trying to liberate the universe, what else been going on?
I
Huh?
finally got the DLCs for Sniper Elite 5. So I've been going through that, playing those levels.
A lot of DLCs coming out lately, or about to come out.
They've been out for a while. They were just on sale, so I finally
Oh, I
bought
see.
them.
Gotcha.
I'm not paying full price for a DLC.
Do you ever have any interest with the Horizon Forbidden West DLC?
No.
Nah.
Unless you say it's worth it. Maybe I'll check it out, but right now, no.
Yeah, right now, that's the game I plan to hit up next. But right now, I'm in the Final Fantasy binge. I'll get to that in a little bit here. So I'll let you know. Yeah, it's going to be finishing Horizon, and then I think I'll dive into the world of Elden Ring. But that's it's way off in the future. I don't expect to do that anytime soon.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, I got, what is that? That would be 4 30-plus hour games in a row to go through.
Jesus.
Yeah, I don't think think Elden Ring's anytime soon.
You have way too much time on your hands.
I don't, but yes, also I do. I just do it other things than just video games. I podcast, do the wrestling thing, golf. Bowling season is in its final 5 weeks. It's a very busy night. I basically only have like maybe an hour or so a day to play video games if I truly dedicate to it.
Yeah, I don't even have that, at least during the work week.
Yeah, February and March were incredibly busy for me. I had an aerospace audit. So yes, the geologist has moved on from firearms to aerospace. Protect your helicopters.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, passed. So that was passed this past week. So that was a major focal point of mine the past 3 months in total. That's how long it took, especially the last couple weeks. But nobody cares about that. Everybody just wants to hear about video games. So have you hit up the Sniper Elite 5 DLC yet? Or just got it?
I played, I think, all but 2 missions. So, yeah.
Okay, you're almost done then.
Yes, I have killed Hitler.
What would
Nice.
you rate it? Not the just killing Hitler part. Obviously, that's 10 out of 10. But the rest of it.
Well, they seem solid missions. So I would say they're right up there with some of the other ones. Maybe not the best missions, but probably give it maybe a 7 out of 10.
Okay, so a little above average.
Yeah, so far I haven't played a mission that I've hated, so they've all been enjoyable.
Sounds like a fair rating then. Well, Colin, what's going on in your neck of the woods?
Working as always.
Yeah,
I
well,
even
gotta
had
pay
a-
bills.
Even had an extra shift yesterday. But got everything booked for my Sandusky, Ohio vacation in end of May.
Hell yeah.
Gonna go to Cedar Point.
Ah, love that place. It's so good. You're gonna have a great time, I hope.
I planned to be there for 2 days, so I ended up getting a gold pass. It's cheaper than buying them individually, and as well as parking individually.
That's very true. I believe I did something similar, except it was over the course of 3 days. Yeah, it was a Friday,
Yeah.
Saturday, Sunday gig.
Yep. And then I'm gonna do Colossal Con again.
Okay.
I believe we did that once in
We
the
did, yeah.
past.
I think we did it twice. Didn't
Well,
we?
at least once for sure.
Yeah.
We did Colossal Con and also Anime North. So I think it was just once each. But
I did the video game one every year. That I forget the name
yeah,
of it.
Fan Expo.
Yeah, Fan Expo. I did Fan Expo every year. I did North twice.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, maybe Colossal Con was one time. Yeah.
And There's going to be an outdoor water fight on one of the early nights, so I got myself a super soaker.
Okay.
You would not believe how hard those are to find nowadays. At least new ones.
Yeah, they're not as popular. It's almost like shooting people in today's day and age, especially children, is frowned upon.
Well, there's also the fact that Hasbro apparently was having some legal trouble involving a patent with like the air compression systems in older super soakers, and
Really?
since then I read into it, and seems to be some complicated stuff. So for at least the time being, they're not even touching that stuff.
Oh,
They've
that's
just
wild.
got basic bitch shoot super soakers. Although the Hydra gun that I got seems pretty fun.
My favorite thing as a kid was going over to the ice cold water fountain in Houston, filling my Super Soaker 50 up, and people would run into the not as cold water to escape their icy fate. That was fun.
Yeah.
Because imagine if
Also
it's
hoping
100 plus degrees, and then you get hit with like 45-degree cold water.
Yeah.
You go, ah! It's good times.
Yeah. I'm also hoping to set up a table at the CCG market to sell off a lot of my older DVDs and video games. Hopefully get some cash back for those. More than I would than trading them in.
Mm. Okay.
But aside from that, and aside from Helldivers 2, I've also been playing Tears of the Kingdom here and there.
How far are you at?
Finished the first big Sky Island part, and now I'm down in the Kingdom of Hyrule, and I've gotten one shrine done. So far, I haven't really had a chance to really fuck around with the assembly mechanic, but so far I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, I really stopped playing Tears of the Kingdom. I would say I was halfway through the game. That's where I got distracted and started playing other things.
Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely enjoyed Breath of the Wild much more. The building mechanic just doesn't do it for me.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Still a very good game.
Yeah. And I do like the ascend mechanic where you can just activate it and you pop up through a platform directly above you. That's kind of fun.
I think I'd rather have a grappling hook system where it tethers you up.
Yeah, true. Very true, very true. Hopefully Stellar Blade will have that.
Oh my god, that game is worrisome to people.
Why?
Well, it's hot anime chicks and boob physics, so of course people are sexually offended.
Oh my goodness, attractive women in a video game?
That's impossible.
Step it out. Step it out. Women can never be attractive anymore.
I demand men with sexy 13 abs.
Yeah.
Well, I want 15 abs.
Well, that's just unrealistic, Joey. Don't be silly.
Well, I want 18 abs. More abs.
I want abs that have abs.
When does Stellar Blade come out? Stellar Blade
It's like mid-April, I
because the
think.
game looks really good. Yeah, April 26th.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, the game looks really good. Apparently, it has like just this incredibly expansive soundtrack, like to insane degrees.
Yeah. There was actually, I saw this really funny bit of news. Apparently, there was like this mod that makes the main character virtually naked, but instead of stamping that out, the developer actually added a mechanic where if you dress like that, your defense drops. So it makes the game even harder.
That's funny.
Almost like that would happen in real life or something.
Yeah. Horizon Zero Dawn it wasn't to that degree, but you would notice that your defense would go down the less skin it would cover on her. But that was just inherently that was the design matching the amount of defense they wanted on that particular like armor system.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was intentional, but that's how it looked to me.
Yeah, I think that sounds accurate. But apparently Stellar Blade is supposed to have like mechanics similar to Nier Automata.
Yeah.
So
yeah, very similar.
That already is. Yep. That already is a selling point for me.
Should be good, I hope. Because been a couple games that came out I was keeping my eye on. Alone in the Dark, Rise of the Ronin. I was very curious about the Princess Peach game. Not very good reviews.
Yeah, some people haven't been saying very good things about it. I have the demo on my Switch, but I just haven't had a chance to play it.
Yeah, Alone in the Dark has a 64 on Metacritic. It's unfortunate, but expected. I was holding out like a minute level of hope that it would be like okay. It doesn't even look to be that. So I'll have to look into more gameplay on it now that it's released. Watch a Let's Play to see what it's actually about. Could be they just didn't make it very well and it's buggy, but I'll have to do more digging. Princess Peach, yeah, we'll see. And then Rise of the Ronin, I'm super disappointed in. It has a 76 on Metacritic. Not great reviews by Koei Tecmo. From Koei Tecmo, that's who made it. That's one I will very much watch a good probably 3 hours of Let's Play to see if it's the type of game that I'm into. And then it'll be one of those instances where it's like, okay, it's a low-rated game. Yeah, there's bugs and stuff, but maybe in time things will be hashed out and then it's like a mid-80 type game, which I'd be totally fine with. And what's the positive spin would be when games get lower reviews like that, they tend to drop in price very quickly. So like Forspoken, if I didn't have a heavy degree of discount buying it day one, if I would have waited like 2 months, it would have been half price. That kind of situation.
Yeah.
So it looks like Rise of the Ronin, because of this, is going to head right in that direction. And since I have no ambition to play anything other than Final Fantasy currently, I have no desire to pick it up immediately. So the longer I wait, the better that'll work out for a game like that. But Rise of the Ronin was certainly something I was heavily anticipating this year, and it looks to be below par from expectations.
That's too bad.
Have any of you guys seen Dragon Dogmas 2?
Yeah, I've been hearing some news about it, and apparently there's some real controversy around it.
Oh yeah. They've fallen into the trap of once reviews are out, then they release bombed a bitch ton of microtransactions.
Oh, that is shitty.
off. Yeah. Like just
from my understanding, I just watched a video that the people who got review copies actually got documents that saying that there was going to be DLCs, and they just never brought it up.
Well, it was DLCs. I believe that was the wording, not not MTs.
From the video, the guy that was an Asmongold Reacts, the guy showed a list of the DLCs. It showed what was going to be released, so it showed all of them.
Oh, so these people just
either they didn't read the packet that came with everything, or they
blatantly
just ignored it. Yeah.
The character creation in Dragon's Dogma 2 is what it's getting heavily praised for. Is it only a PS5 game? I
think it's weird that you only get one save and you can only have one character. Like,
Yeah, you have to.
That-
I think that's one of the other microtransactions. Is if you want more save slots, then you have to purchase it.
weird. Like, at least give like 3 or 4, like, and then buy additional. People want to. That's just, come on.
Well, I mean, three to 6 is like the standard, even from the fucking 90s. Because that's all the cartridge could hold.
Yeah, even in one of these stupid 3DO games, there's 3 slots you can start a game on.
Whoa. Okay, sir. The stupid comment was uncalled for. But your point
It was very
stands
called for.
nonetheless.
But I also saw that you can potentially you can change your character in game with some items. So I'm not too sure about that. But also was reading there was you could potentially corrupt your saves and the game becomes kind of useless.
Well, that's the problem with only having one save file, right? Especially with modern games.
Yeah.
Game looks pretty kick-ass. It reminds me of like The Witcher.
Yeah, that's the sad thing. It looks like it's actually a good game. It's just has all this shit around it.
What was your ESPN notification, sir? What happened? Who
I'll
lost?
let you know. It's just stupid article. NFL power rankings this far out. What the fuck?
No, that's dumb. I was hoping another used car salesman just went off for 35 points or something.
Nah, games. Maybe it's just started. I don't think they've started yet.
Let's see. Yeah, is it a PS5 exclusive? Because that'd be a huge.
No, it's on Xbox.
It is?
Yeah. So it's all,
Okay,
when
it's the two Bane
it's
ones. Then.
everywhere.
All right.
and it's on. I think it's on Steam.
All right. I'll keep my eye on Dogma 2. Yeah, it looks like a kick-ass game. I really don't like the direction that some of these companies are going. Capcom, I think, lost a lot of good favor with releasing a game like this, with how it was released.
Haven't they done like this with their fighting games?
They did something very similar in 2017 with Street Fighter V, which really pissed off a lot of people and took a long time to recover from that.
Yeah, I don't think I would trust them with any game with how they've acted in the past.
Well, I didn't buy Dragon's Dogma 2 day one, so there's step one into doing these things. So,
Yeah, maybe if it goes on sale, I'll check it out, but I'm not paying anywhere near full price.
no. Not when we don't know what they'll take away or maybe put in later or whatever it is. Whatever it comes out to. So I am knee-deep in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. And
Okay.
then I actually rewatched our entire X amount of time Let's Play of Final Fantasy VII, Colin, to kind of get
Yes.
caught up with some. It's funny, the first remake game, it just reminded me that it's only like 6 hours of the game, or 5 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they made a 30-hour game of it, and I was like, wow, they actually because they actually filled in a lot of gaps and extended areas. Most of it was well done. I still think that, like, tunnel with the broken down trains was an absurd section. I did not like that. But yeah, with things like the dialogue and putting in moments, I was like, oh, okay, this makes a lot more sense. Things kind of flow even better. It feels like a true remake. It just further reminded me of that. And now I'm finally watching to a good chunk of the parts that I'm currently playing with Rebirth. Haven't gotten to Costa del Sol yet in the old game. In the new one, I am just getting out of Costa del Sol to the next section. So I did the whole Queen's Blood ship battle, which, thank God, I'm like a fan of the card game. because that's a whole section where you have to play the card game and win, basically.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, in order to progress. So that's pissed off a lot of people. Costa del Sol, you actually don't have to do the absurd amount of mini games that are there. They're just goofy fun. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I just have to do this like once and then move on with my life. And it took, like, they literally take less than 90 seconds to do. It's no big deal, right? And
Cool.
you just get extra stuff that really has nothing to do with the game, as I've seen. And then this absurd, it feels like a Yakuza game in this route with the amount of mini games and side content to do along with the main story. And as a fan of the Yakuza, what's that?
I was gonna say I can only imagine what the gold saucer is gonna look like.
Oh, God. Yeah. Well, it's
that's in the game.
Yeah, it's just amazing how much I just do not remember about Final Fantasy VII, and there's a, like, it truly feels like I'm playing the game for the first time again, because there's just so many sections I just have no memory of. But yeah, back to, a lot of people are pissed off with the minigames and how much there's in side content, and I just keep telling, I'm reading it, I'm going, you don't have to do them. Like,
yeah.
It's like complaining about a Yakuza game that there's too much side content, and it's like, well, you can just streamline the story. There's nothing stopping you from doing that, and like pick and choosing the side content you do in Final Fantasy VII, which was a big detractor, or I guess critique I had of Nier Automata, is the side content that's like critical to what you want to do. You don't know what you're doing or where you're going. You just like stumble upon shit, or you pick something out and you don't know what it is until you get there. With Final Fantasy VII, every indication like tells me, okay, if I want to get like the Titan, like Guardian Force or Materia, then maybe make it easier and stronger, you find where it is on the map like pretty easily, just by going across roads, just through doing main missions. You can find this stuff super simple, which I really appreciate, because there is a bunch of side content where I stumble upon it, I'm like, not fucking doing that. And the best example is the Moogle tree. As soon as these goofy motherfuckers popped up, and it's like, oh, chase us down one by one and hurt us, I just went, fuck you, I'm doing that. I'm out of here. God. Yeah. So I'm heavily enjoying the game. The romance is so much heavier involved in the second one. Now that the big chunk of the first third of the game is done. The dialogue options are pretty straightforward to how you want to answer everyone, and it really does guide you into certain side missions to up each person's affinity with you. So, like, for example, like at the beginning, the bartender wants like a card back that he lost. I mentioned this before, and Tifa is the one responding to him, and you go, oh, okay, so this is a Tifa-centric side mission, because that's what it'll do. It'll show up another character with Cloud interacting with this side mission that you're doing. You go, okay, this is to boost up their affinity. So if you just don't want to do anything involving Barrett, you don't have to. It's not like the old game system where it's pick a piece of dialogue and like hope and pray kind of situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is very much, what you're getting into immediately. There was one mission in Costa del Sol where you had to do an Aerith one in order to unlock a Tifa one. So that was like the first instance where I was like, oh, because I'm really leaning towards romancing Tifa because of the way the story is being shown and written, that I go, okay, because Zack's back, Colin.
Yeah.
And they're really doing a lot more stuff with Zack, and like something involving Crisis Core and all these other things. And I go, okay, well, they're really leaning towards him being an important plot piece towards Aerith, the character. So I go, okay, I'm going to have Cloud recognize all this. And I think they did a good job in writing this story out super well. And the backlash or the game isn't actually good conversations going around that I've been seeing, it seems kind of ridiculous to me. I sense a lot of people are upset that their childhood game is being changed. I'm like, well, shit, you still have the old one.
Yeah.
It's just another. It truly feels like another telling of the game, which I don't, Colin, Final Fantasy VII universe. Perhaps there's an alternate dimension or alternate timeline. Hint.
Seems that way.
Hint. Mayhaps. Weird how that works out, but
yeah, it's like kind of like all the Ghost in the Shell stuff.
Right. Yeah, everything's kind of related to each other in some way.
Yeah, but the movies and standalone complex are separate universes.
Right.
That confused me for a time.
Well, sort of. I know the Arise series. Well, I'd have to look into it more. I just did a standalone complex review on the Anime Cast, which really enjoyed doing. That was tons of fun.
Listen to it.
Let's see. So Final Fantasy VII, that's what I've concentrated on. Let's see. Let me head on over to my PS app. It'll tell me how many hours I've played in this bitch.
Yeah, I just know when I go to Colossal Con later, there's going to be a lot of Tifa and Aerith swimsuit cosplay.
Damn right.
And I am here for it.
All right, I'm over 25 hours into 7 Rebirth. I'm 19 hours into 15. And then 16 I played 37 hours and beat the game. So I think those 2 other games are going to go longer than 16. Well, maybe. But yeah, I stopped at 15 right where I played last time. So I was like, okay, this is a good pause moment. I've refreshed myself. So now I can concentrate on what I feel like playing at any particular given moment. I'm 12 hours into 13. That's been on pause for weeks and weeks. It's very much the lesser of the 2 that I'm playing.
I can imagine.
Yeah, it is certainly not as good. And then 16 DLC was announced between a couple stories, and I don't know. I don't think I'm going to get them. I'm very torn, because I'm like, I figured I was done with 16. It took long enough for me to beat it anyways. But yeah. But then the director announced that one of the DLC is about Jill and Leviathan, and I went, oh, I kind of want to do that. Because with all my critiques of 16 and its just complete lack of reason why it was an open world, like, I am not kidding. There was no reason for it to be an open world of any kind. It was a tremendous waste of time and effort to make it that way. I did really enjoy the story and the gameplay, which is a good chunk of the game. Right? Otherwise, I wouldn't have beaten it.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So I'm torn on that. I might do it, might not. I don't know. We'll see how Final Fantasy burned out I make myself when this is all done.
Yeah.
All right. Shall we move on?
I got nothing else to bring up.
Joey?
I got nothing else to bring up either.
Ooh. So what you're saying is we are moving on to Danganronpa. Right?
Suit yourself.
Despair? No, I'll play Final Fantasy. That's what I'll do. I'll play Final
I thought
Fantasy
you were
6.
sick of...
Okay. Well, Danganronpa's about despair, and Joey seems like anytime he has to play a 3DO game, or 3DO adjacent, he goes into a world of depression and mindfuckery. Is that right, sir?
Seems that way.
Yes, there's no good games on the 3DO.
This is not true. So, the first good game we're playing for the 3DO is not Road Rash. We already played that one. We're playing another racing type game, The Need for Speed, developed and published by EA Canada, Electronic Arts.
But in the Red Leaf and Red Leaf Retrocast
right.
since 2017.
That's right. An exclusive for the 3DO upon release. Came out in December of 1994. It's a racing game.
Uh-huh. Really?
Total
I thought
of
it was an open world sandbox.
Yeah, total of 3 courses in the game.
Yeah.
You got circuit races. Get to outrun some cops. There's full
I'll admit
motion
it doesn't
videos
look
in
like
it.
total ass.
Hey, look, it played.
Indeed, it did.
Yeah.
Just don't touch any other car ever so slightly.
What do you mean by that, Joey? Please tell.
If you bump into a car, you spin out of control. No matter how you bump it and how you hit it, it doesn't matter. You did.
Okay.
The game sucks.
Well, don't hit another car. You silly.
But I have the need for speed, and those cars are in my way.
Well, I mean, when you crash a car, it does flip and do shit, you know?
Not if I just bump their bumper or do a pit maneuver.
Look, man, it's 1994. You're acting like this is Ridge Racer from 2000. You know, I don't appreciate this this retro grading of that this game is bad. This game is good, okay? It has
It's bad.
No, it's not. See, this is why it's good. Your 3 courses are developed into 3 stages, okay? And you have police pursuits that you can be in there. You can do straight up races. If the police car gets you, you get a ticket and kind of stuff. You know, you don't want that. Getting tickets are bad. Like Joey, if you got a ticket from a police officer in real life, that'd be bad, right?
Yeah.
So in the game, it's just like real life.
So the game is bad. Got it.
Well, no. The act of getting a ticket in the game is bad, so you must avoid that by all costs, just like in reality. You look, if you play by the rules, the police won't go after you.
So you're saying I should run from the cops and break the rules?
Well, yes, it's a video game. That's why it's fun.
No, that's not in the name. I just need a need for speed, not a need to run from cops.
But the speed is running for cops. There's also a rally mode, which is pretty sick. That's if you complete the tournament. Or is that only in the Sega Saturn version? I think that's only in Sega Saturn.
Oh, so this version doesn't even have everything.
Well, it was the first version released, sir.
Well, you said the Saturn version has it. Is that not the same game, just on a different console?
That's true. Came out
So
2
this
years
game
later.
is not even complete.
That might as well be a sequel. Need for Speed, The Need for Speed, The 2. That's what I'm going to call the Saturn and PlayStation version. I'm pretty sure you can unlock the Las Vegas track on the 3DO version once you beat all 3 courses accordingly. I'm pretty sure. Now, was I good enough to do that? I was not. Look, I thought the audio and everything was good. It certainly lacked a lot of modes, no doubt. You'd hope for more, but in terms of 1994, this was ahead of its time by at least a couple of years.
And that actor seemed to be having the time of his life.
Dude, he had a great time. he got a good singular paycheck.
And he said the cops chase you. In the video I watched, I only ever heard them blare their sirens. They never actively tried to chase the character.
Yeah, they're there. It's a key
That's the
part
thing.
of the game.
That's the thing. They're just there. They don't do anything besides blare their sirens.
Well, they'll clip you from behind and stuff, but yeah, there was a limitation.
No, they don't even follow you.
There was a
Not from
limitation.
what I saw.
There was a certain limitation with how much like traffic and the actual act of the police cars like being physically there, but they do get you. Because this, what was it? Hot Pursuit was the game that really changed a lot of like that mechanic, but it was all based on this.
Yeah, I remember playing Hot Pursuit with my brother way back when.
Oh, Joey and I
was
played
a lot
the
of fun.
fuck out of Hot Pursuit. Yeah,
Fun times.
great. So, I passed this with well, I'll get my grade at the end, but I passed Need for Speed. One of the better games on the 3DO. Very simple. It works. It's not buggy. Yeah, exactly. It's a single single player on 3DO. Single player on 3DO, I believe.
I'll give it a soft pass.
Hey, we got a soft pass out
Just
of
'cause
Colin.
it's playable.
It's playable.
Fail.
It's playable. Joey passes for also playable.
Fail.
I'm so glad you agree, Joey. So glad you agree with Colin and I.
Fail.
The next game is Gex, developed and published by Crystal Dynamics. Exclusive on the 3DO. Came out in April of 1995. It's a side-scrolling platformer where you're a gecko, and there's a bunch of levels to jump around and hop around in. You can stick to the ceilings and stuff. He's got suction pads, guys. Suction pads. You go across, I think it's like every 4 levels, you get to a boss stage. Get to fight a nice little boss. It uses a password system, which is great. So you don't have to worry about saving when your 3DO battery inevitably dies.
Okay.
There's like sometimes portals on levels that you find. It gets to a bonus level. What'd you think of Gex?
Yes.
Not to be confused with the Geico Gecko.
I like the wall walking. That's about it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I was going to say, I always enjoy 2D platformers that let you climb the walls, like Strider or Ninja Gaiden or The Messenger.
Yep.
The animations kind of remind me of Donkey Kong Country.
Ah, yes. I do like that.
And a little bit of Earthworm Jim, from at least in the vibes.
Earthworm Jim with more... I would say it's easier to control. It was more straightforward with that.
Oh, yeah.
Gex did play a little slower than I initially remembered.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one-liners could get a little annoying at times, but they weren't terrible.
Well, he's a snarky gecko with sunglasses on, bro.
I do admit him hitting TVs and saying, "That's for 12 years of Full House." That kind of made me smile.
Yeah, I love it. I think they were all original jokes by the voice actor of Gex, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, Dana
only Gex
Gould
game
was the voice actor, and he is a comedian. Okay.
Figures. Yeah, the only Gex game I've played up to now, or have any experience with, is Enter the Gecko on N64. But
did we play Deep Cover Gecko before you got here?
Maybe.
I think so.
I don't remember covering it.
I think so. Well, if you couldn't guess, Gex was supposed to be the mascot of the 3DO to the point where they started packing in this game with later releases of the console, because it was, I believe this is the most successful game that came out on the 3DO, if I'm not mistaken.
Sounds about right.
Got universally praised for reviews, basically. It had parallax scrolling in the game, which was not very common, even for the time. Because, there was only a very few games. I guess where the Donkey Kong and Sonic kind of comparisons come through. The way they would
Sounds
use
about
that.
right.
Joey, you're awfully quiet about the wisecracking gecko game.
Because I didn't like it.
Why didn't you like it?
Because the hit detection was off. Sometimes I would jump through on a platform and fall through, like the moving ones. Even though
I
was
think
clearly
your copy was
on the UI.
defective.
And then I was able to glitch the game sometimes that the guillotines would disappear.
Okay.
So, once took damage for hitting the top of the guillotine, because we all know that part is deadly.
This sounded like you played the Sega Saturn version.
I played the 3DO version
I don't think
on
you
a
did.
stupid 3DO emulator. Honestly, the only thing I liked is the wall climbing. I thought the jumping was slow. Like, it just felt very slow. So,
Yeah, I thought the jumping seemed a bit heavy, and the controls in general seemed a bit clunky.
Well, when you jump, he comes down really fast. It's more like the gravity aspect of it. Like the up motion was good, the down motion was fast. That's how it came across to me. It's I believe that was I guess negative of the mechanic of sticking to walls and everything when you can jump and just stick. That kind of deal. There was cool little puzzles throughout a lot of the levels. Whether you got to activate switches or deflect things, I thought was cool. I really like that.
Okay.
There were springs and stuff that would make you jump and go boing.
And for those who don't know, the majority of the game's plot revolves around worlds based around TV shows and movies.
Yeah, it's great.
It's like Gex gets sucked into the TV by the evil villain.
Yeah, he was just chilling, man. That's all he was doing.
Yep. Reminds me a lot of Beautiful Joe.
Yeah, kind of. Are you guys familiar with the absurd plot of this?
I only know from the intro cutscene that I
okay.
watched on YouTube.
All right. Gex, a young gecko, lives by himself watching TV and eating snacks in his mansion in Hawaii, which he acquired after inheriting a large sum of money following the death of his great uncle. While looking for a good TV show to watch, after doing some nude funkersizing. There we go. Jeez. He consumes a housefly. The housefly turns out to be a small undercover drone controlled by Rez, the overlord of the media dimension. those damn corporate motherfuckers on TV. Rez uses the droid to bug Gex and pulls him into the media dimension through the TV, intending to use him as the network's new mascot character. Very fourth wall breaking here. And then Gex needs to traverse the media dimension to find remote controls he could use to destroy the TV sets, blockading his exit back to the outside world. I love this. I love this
Sounds
plot.
very 90s.
It's so 90s. God, another rerun? Oh, come up with some original content. And then he looks in our direction. I was like, gotcha. Yeah, I think this is the best game on 3DO. It's my opinion.
Well, I pass it.
I pass this easily.
I fail it.
I love platformers. So Joey's platforming bias has come in, so we must inflate his actual grade. He passes it. I love it. Thank you, Joey. Love your opinion on this one. Well, that was nice and quick. Our two games were Need for Speed and Gex on the 3DO. Both were initial exclusive games upon release until the 3DO unfairly went the way of discontinuation. Colin, your favorite game and your grades?
Well, Gex obviously is my favorite.
Oh, I don't think it's that obvious.
Grades. Need for Speed gets a D and Gex gets a low C.
Oh, so harsh. Harsh critic over here. Joey.
Hey, consider yourself lucky. I actually gave a 3DO game a C.
Joey.
Gex was the least worst.
Game.
Gex was least worst. They both get Ds.
B as in boy. Wow, you're very highly rated. Okay.
D as in dog, you dickhead.
You mean dog shit?
No, that's DS. Come on. Don't be silly, Colin. My favorite is Gex. It's my favorite game on the console. I give it a B. For boy, that was fun. And Need for Speed gets a C for average of the time. So that unfortunately gives Need for Speed a D, our lowest rated game of the year. And Gex gets a C. Also one of our lowest rated games of the year. That's a shame.
Then.
Is the 3DO slightly less worse than when you came into this podcast, guys?
No.
No.
Oh.
If this is the best it can give, then no, that's just sad.
Well, I can't wait a couple months from now when it's my choice again. When we do more 3DO games.
Spoilers, they both get Fs.
Well,
you're making us do it again, JD.
I am
that
doing
makes
it.
Me that makes me angry.
Hangry for more 3DO?
You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Well, maybe I do.
By the way, that's the next topic. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
All right. We will see you
My
next
choice.
time, everybody.
Bye.
Bye now.